skill sets don't make you a man. Character does. And the Caveman Combine exists to remind every man that God made you to reflect his image, and that's in his character.
So the Caveman Combine is kind of multifaceted to me. Number one, it started 16 years ago with a group of men in Statesboro, Georgia, in college. We met, and somehow, by God's sovereign grace, because we didn't know how to do community, right? But God graciously encouraged us and taught us how to long suffer together, and he kept us together. Many times it could have broke apart, it could have dispersed, it could have not continued, but God was doing something there, right? Even we didn't know it, right? We didn't have any idea about it, but he was doing something.
And it was birthed out of a bond of brotherhood that God forged of guys with totally different backgrounds, totally different positions in life, and yet we all had a desire. We wanted to know God.
What does it look like to do something for guys who are older and out of college and no longer playing team sports or part of anything? And we came up with this idea, so to just have a weekend of competition where we compete in different games, because that's what we do every time we get together.
As a caveman, the Combine is a fantastic opportunity to embrace deliberate discomfort. It's a great way to get out of your comfort zone and to push yourself.
It just kind of birthed into this one year. We're like, hey, why don't we always compete? We always get together. Why don't we put on an event, right? We can find 24 guys to get together and do fun stuff. Like, let's do it. Let's go suffer together, like, normal people do. They want to get together and go suffer, right? So we throw that event, and we loved it.
We looked back and we just saw, man, God has formed something here that not every man has. How do we do this? What does that look like? And we realized, man, one of the best ways to get to know another brother is through suffering together.
Is we have 5 pillars of competition. The first one is a combine. And when guys come in, they'll go through different strengths of a rep test and agility shuffle and grip strength and shot put throw, how many pull-ups you can do. They do this to kind of get this cumulative score that will allow them to be drafted by captains. The captains, we choose them before. And so after we get through a combine, we go to a captain's draft. After the draft, we announce the teams, and they go into what we call the brotherhood of adversity. And one of the things we want to do with the teams is we want them to suffer together. Ask them what team color they are. So we go in 3 different relays. We go through a push-up relay, waterboarding relay, and we also do hammer and a nail, trying to drive it in relay. Once we get through with that, we then go and do yard games. This is a time for men to get to know each other, to connect with each other, to spend some relational time together. And so once we get done with yard games, that ends pillar 1. So after pillar 1, each team will have a score that determines who's first and last. The team that has the most points gets 6 points all the way down to 1. And that goes into team sports. Team sports is we play kickball, we play volleyball, we play ultimate frisbee. They play 15 rounds of sports, and so after that we will have a total score, and those guys will have between whoever's the best gets 6 points all the way down to 1. Pillar 3 is when we go into marksmanship. This is where we go through the progression of warfare. They start out stone throwing, they go to knife throwing, axe throwing, bow and arrow, spear throwing. They do shotgun, they do pistols, they do AR-15. We even put a little bit of paintball slide, slip and slide in there. So they have a lot of fun with that. After pillar 2, we go to pillar 3, which is, I would say, most of our favorites. It's personally my favorite, but that's warrior games. go into the pit at night, and this is where we face off a mano a mano. First thing we do is pugil sticks, which is very similar to American gladiator jousting. The next one we do is ring of fire. This is where two men get in the ring, they grab a tire, and it's who can get the other one out. And then the last thing we do is tug of war. So we'll split the team up, and they'll do a round robin tournament to find the ultimate 4-man team winner in tug of war. And this all goes to the last pillar, which is Sunday morning, and that's the obstacle course run. So when we do the obstacle course run, it's grueling. It's probably a 5K through mountain terrain, different things we do to challenge them. But that's the 5 pillars of competition that we do to find out who is the Caveman champion.
So back in 2007, me and my dad, we wanted to buy property. And we were doing it because, we wanted to live off the land. We wanted to get out in nature. And we had it in North Georgia down to about 3 different plots. And we'd come to this one and we prayed over it. And my dad had said, this is the one that we're supposed to buy. And so he's been always saying, like, God has a purpose for this land. God has a purpose for this land. And we never really knew what that purpose was. But as we have continued on and pressed into many years, I now look back on it and I'm like, I think this could be that purpose, right? That God has always had a plan for Caveman Combine and what he wanted to do in the hearts and lives of men out on that farm. My dad might have different opinion when he sees the yard when he comes home, but if he can see the hearts and minds that were changed, I think he'll love what happens.
We long for in every man, and as the caveman is a vehicle for, is that God would move in their heart to make them realize I was made for more than myself and more for the world around me, and I have to have that in a brotherhood. And in that brotherhood, God uses the sanctifying journey to lead us into glory so that we can see Jesus face to face.
I think there's so many things that you learn by not only attending it, but also serving at it, and then just the brotherhood that it's forming that you can't find anywhere else.
I've taken on roles as a tribesman, in service the last 3 years, and that area continues to grow, and the people that are involved continue to be blessed through and through with it.
We just see in our society and culture that there's a lack of men who are really stepping up to be the man that God has called them to be, to be one to reject passivity, who accept responsibility, who lead courageously, who invest eternally.
And so we want to encourage men. We know it's uncomfortable. That's the point. We know it's difficult. We know it's hard. That is the point, right? Put yourself through that, and I promise you, you'll become a better man.
Suffering isn't the end goal. Suffering is a means to the end goal, which is unity.
And one of the things that I will say is our identity is not found in our performance. Our identity is found in Christ. And sometimes it takes competition to bring that out. But the thing that I want guys to know is that when they compete, they don't compete for Christ, they compete with Christ.
Our heart behind this and the heart that I experienced from God in preparing this is He loves us. He loves us so much. And His desire is that we would embrace what He has already fought so valiantly to win for us. It is a joy to serve alongside the men who come out and lay all of their life aside so that other men would have a free access to the throne of God. I just consider it an honor to be a part of this.